Okay, this is a video to show you how to surface a machine, surface your work surface with the wizards that are in Mach 3. Just for information, I am running Mach 3 version R3.043.022. So we're going to start by going up to the Wizards tab at the top and select Pick Wizard. We're going to go down and we're going to find a rectangular pocket. This is how I do it. A rectangular pocket wizard. And then this wizard is going to come up and you're going to give it some information, your length and width of your table. And what I do is I will take my machine and move it to one edge of the table. If you don't know what the full envelope of your machine is, or what the X and the Y maximum is, go over to one end and set it at 0 on your digital readouts, your DROs, and then move it all the way to the other side and write those numbers down. So go up to this corner, for instance, on your machine, mark it at 0, then move it as far as you can in the X and in the Y, and remember those two pieces of information. And you're going to enter them here. So for instance, if your machine were a 5 foot, so 60 inches by an 8 foot, which would be 96 inches, we'd put that in. Step over is what percentage of the width of the tool we're going to move over per pass. I would recommend you keep it at about 60, because if you go more than that, it puts undue strain on the tool because you're usually using a real wide tool. The X position and the Y position are where you're going to start, so just leave that at 0. The finish amount is irrelevant here because you're going to this is how much it'll go down on its last path of to surface, but we'll cover that in a second. Feed rate, choose whatever feed rate you want. I usually do something ridiculous like 300 inches per minute. And the tool diameter is going to be set here. All you need to do is tell it tool diameter, and we're going to use a 2-inch tool diameter. I have to strike enter to get numbers to enter. And 96. And let's see, feed rate, rough feed rate. I'm also going to make that 300. And what we're going to do here is we're going to tell it that it's going to surface to a depth of, I usually choose 1/10 of an inch. And I do my step depth at 50 thousandths of an inch. And so if it's going to go down at 1/10 of an inch, and it's going to do it at half that distance at a time, this will be 2 passes. And this is it. I've usually saved my settings in case I just want to modify something in a second. Say I notice something's different. I can post code. It'll generate the tool path. I can exit the wizard. And now it has, when it comes up, it'll have generated the G code, and if my machine has been set to 00, then I can simply press start, and it will start to run this code, and it'll begin surfacing the table. In this scenario, it'll go down 1/10 of an inch total at 50 thousandths per pass, 60% step over using a 2-inch tool, and that step over it would be 60% of 2 inches. And so if you use a 1-inch tool or a 5-inch tool or whatever, it'll always be 60% of it. Going over that, though, can put undue strain on your motor. So that's how we surface in Mach 3.